For lunch today, I'm having...
What's going on, FPL managers? Welcome to a new video from Fantasy Football Scout. It's 30 minutes before the deadline. It's the deadline stream. 30 minutes, and I'm joined by the Fantasy Football Social guys and Fantasy Football Fest guys, I suppose, in Gianni and Ed. How are you guys doing this morning?
I'm good. I'm very good. It's nice to be on another Scout stream with my partner in crime, Ed. Although I hope when we see his rank, people just don't sort of put us together as one. I am very much also the Scout Pro pundit, Gianni Battici, as well as Mr. Casual FM does stuff with Fest and Ed.
That's outrageous.
Guys,
That's outrageous.
Let me just clarify this. I posted on Twitter last night. I'm doing this for FPL science, right? I thought, can someone get to 3 million plus rank at game week 6-7 and then still get to top 100k? So that's what I'm doing. So it's for your good, really, that I've done this.
I love this. I think you're playing so the highest points is actually the winner. You're going for the...
Exactly. That's it, right? That's how it works, isn't it?
Absolutely love that. I looked at your team while making the graphics, man. It actually looks pretty good. So I don't know how you're struggling.
Yeah, but Ted, when you take 12-point and 24-point hits every week, your team does always look good.
I take it all back.
How it works.
I take it all back. That's
Look,
outrageous.
it's about feeling FPL, right? It's about your gut. If you think a player's going to do well, get him in. Now, my gut is clearly faulty and needs to go to some sort of maintenance store to be fixed. So, maybe I should stop the hits. This week, you're going to hear, I'm actually not taking a hit. Would you believe?
What? Unbelievable. But you have made a peculiar transfer. I'm just going to say that.
Yes. It's not one that a pro pundit would do. But, again, my gut, my heart.
Love it. In any case, Gianni and I are both on Wildcard, so we'll be revealing both of our Wildcards before the stream in good time. Normally I go last in these, but I'm gonna go first in this one, and shortly followed by Gianni, and then shortly after that, Ed. Sorry to put you last, mate, but wild cards take precedent. Everyone's going to be that last minute tinkering. Who's the better player? So
yeah, that's the classic thing that these videos do, isn't it? They save the thing that everyone's waiting for to last, so that everyone stays on the stream, and that's me. So that's great. Well done.
Best till last, mate. Let's go. Before we get into that, let's got a little promotion. We've got Fantasy Football Scout partnered up with Fantasy 5. It's a great complimentary game for FPL. There's the same scoring apart from the bonus. Basically, you pick a team of 5 players. If they exceed or hit their points target each week, and you get all 5 correct, you win 10 grand, and it's completely free to play. And even if you don't win it, your points accumulate to monthly leagues where you can win plenty of prizes. Currently the prizes are a Premier League football kit of your choice. That's a weekly prize. Monthly, there's so we haven't got the prize announced for next October, but for last month it was 28-inch 4K gaming monitor. I think the poll for the next monthly prize is actually an Apple Watch, but that's yet to be confirmed. And overall, if you win the whole thing just on the monthly accumulation of points, you get UCL, that's Champions League final tickets for first, 250 quid for second, and Premier League kit for third place. So as I said, it's all about the points totals. They'll set the points total. So I've got my team up on the right-hand side. We've got Azpilicueta, 8.5 points, hoping for a clean sheet and maybe an assist there because he's going to play on that right wing. So right wing back. Aubameyang at 6.5. That's pretty low, right? He's got, who's he got? Brighton. And, he's been scoring a few. He could get a goal and assist in that. I think there's plenty of low-priced forwards this week, which is interesting. Tony's got West Ham. You never know he's going to get a double-figure haul in that. Sorry, not double-figure. It doesn't need to be double-figure. All it needs to exceed is 6.5. Danny Ings and Phil Foden's a good shout, Gianni. I know that you're interested in him. He might play up front this week. A couple of returns for him against Liverpool, maybe.
I mean, he did it last time out back in Feb. City beat Liverpool 4-1. I think Foden got a goal and maybe 2 assists. I think got 16 points. And I owned him for that. I'm always big on Foden. And the one decision left on my wild card, I hit the button Wednesday night. It's been locked since then. I haven't been tinkering. I knew my wild card team. bang, there it was. 14 out of 15 players have been locked since Wednesday night, but there is still one place up for grabs, and that is my Foden spot. Do I go Foden now, or do I hold a week and go for a 1 week punt like Greenwood? And I'm distracted on the stream, so I'll be looking in this direction at my screen a lot because I'm still not sure which one I go for.
I'm exactly the same position, and I've sort of tried to lock mine in before getting on the stream because I can't tinker around, although it's going to be a rubbish stream. I'll just be looking at my team the whole time. Anyway, Fantasy 5, the deadline's at 3 p.m. today. You've got plenty of time to get your entry in. So don't worry about the FPL deadline at 11 a.m. I'd love it if it was 11 p.m. That's a long time to tinker. But anyway, yeah, check out Fantasy 5. But without further ado, let's get onto our wildcards. Let's start with mine. I think ours is going to be fairly similar, Gianni, to be honest. So I'm going to address a couple of the first things. And I was really debating whether to have Grealish and a second Chelsea defender. But what I've gone with is Mason Mount instead. And I've gone for a 1 week punt in Semedo because he's playing Newcastle home, gets forward. You never know. This could be his haul. And I've got exact money in the bank to go Semedo to Alexander-Arnold next week when he's back from Watford. So I'll be pretty happy with that team. The bench is sorted out. Ramsdale in goal, I think, is a decent shout for the long term, as long as he keeps his place. He's done really well, so hopefully he keeps his place. Three games is a small sample size, I understand that. But Cancelo, I would have a Chelsea, Man City and Liverpool back three long term, which I think is decent. Lively mid-price mids in midfield with Salah, and then Lukaku, Jimenez and Antonio. So pretty decent squad in my opinion. I think, as we've sort of alluded to, Gianni, yours will be fairly similar, barring maybe 2 or 3 players. White, Douglas Luiz is a good 4.5 midfield enabler. He's had a good couple of creative weeks in the last few. And Livramento, everyone's 4.2 favourite in defence. So what do you think of that team, guys? Ed, what are your comments on that? Anything that you think is weak, or are you pretty happy with it?
Well, we're going to come on to Gianni's teams. The thing that stands out for me is Saka, because a couple of weeks ago we were saying Arsenal are rubbish, Arteta's going to leave, it's a nightmare. And just a couple of good game weeks and everyone's getting Saka in. So that stands out to me as, well, people call it recency bias, although I made a point once, isn't that just form? So maybe Saka is a good pick. That stands out to me. And then the other one is Jimenez. Everyone getting Jimenez in. He's boring. He never gets 2 goals. He's just, it's just Mr. 8-pointer, as he's been called. So they're the two that stand out to me. Yeah,
it's completely fair. And there's a lot of people in the chat going, Mason Mount, that's a big mistake. And it is a bit left field. I completely agree. The reason I've gone is because I think Tuchel's comments in the press conference really encouraged me. He was saying that Lukaku has a really good relationship on the football pitch with Mason Mount and Kovacic. With this good run of fixtures, they might be able to link up a little bit more. I think maybe Lukaku's fate is tied to Mason Mount's to a certain degree. And the whole rotation minefield, I don't know whether it is a rotation minefield at Chelsea back, but maybe it's just been enhanced by all of this chat about whether Alonso starts, whether Chilwell starts, whether Reece James is back, whether Azpilicueta plays. Sort of put me off a little bit with the double Chelsea defence, and I don't even know if Christensen's nailed. So I just took it out and just went Mason Mount. Hopefully he starts something. If it's a mistake, then I'll try and rectify as quickly as possible. For people that are joining late, it's definitely not Semedo long term. It's Semedo to Alexander-Arnold next week for free. So it's all good. As you were saying, Ed, Saka, Arsenal, yes, their form has turned around though, hasn't it? The last 3 since Ramsdale started playing, they've been in decent form. 3 wins in a row and a North London derby win against Spurs was pretty impressive. So yeah, you're definitely not convinced by Saka. You're not going to get on Arsenal anytime soon.
Gianni, do you want to comment on that? I'm not. I mean, I've got Ramsdale and goal we're going to see, but that's it. But Gianni.
Yeah, I mean, I'm convinced on Arsenal. Those that watched my team reveals last year will know I absolutely love Saka. Backed him heavily at the right times last year. At that price, he will get attacking returns. With Aubameyang starting to score goals as well, expect Aubameyang to be getting Saka to get some assists. But Ted, I love your team, but I'm not here to blow smoke and tell you that all 14 or 15 of your picks are bang on. So can I just give you the one I don't like? And I would appreciate if you did the same with me. Like, that's what we need as FPL managers. And there is definitely a wildcard template, as there is most game weeks. Should you wildcard in game week 12, you'll probably all be wildcarding to the same team, just like those wildcarding in game week 7. If you're on a 1 week punt for a defender and you've got an unlimited budget, because you've got enough for Trent in the bank, right? So
2.5 million or something.
So you can buy any defender in the game for 1 week only.
Yeah.
Semedo's top of your list?
It's a really difficult one because I can't really pick a City player because they're playing Liverpool.
I get that. I wouldn't go City.
Yeah, and I can't pick a Chelsea defender because I've got triple Chelsea. So I was going, right, okay, is it Man United? No. Is Luke Shaw? I can't really do that. And I mean, they're not exactly solid. So I was trying to think of like the most attacking player who has a decent fixture, and it kind of was. Cresswell's not a bad shout. Who have West Ham got? Brentford at home. You never know whether Tony's going to get a cheeky goal, though.
To be fair, I could see Brentford scoring. It is there's no gimme fixtures. I guess Norwich go to Burnley, so you could go for me or Tarkowski, because Norwich concede a lot of big chances in the air.
True.
Weak at set pieces.
What's more exciting though, Semedo or Tarkowski?
St Max Newcastle score, so St Max is going to score.
Yeah,
right?
we do.
So Semedo's starting without that 4-point clean sheet, which we know Tarkowski and me will probably get. So I would argue that those Burnley centre backs are actually more exciting. But
6 of one, half a dozen the other. I think it was really difficult to think of a 1 week punt that wasn't a Chelsea or a City player. I guess I could go Liverpool, but I think I'll probably stick with Semedo. It's one of those, he can't hit a barn door, but he's getting in the right positions. He'll probably score one eventually, and it could be against Newcastle, who haven't exactly been that solid at the back. So, yeah, I do take your point. Semedo top of the list for a 1 week punt. It seems ridiculous, but...
No, you've got unlimited spend.
It's crazy. It's one of those
Shame we
weeks.
don't have the Chelsea 11, isn't it? Because then you might go, I could go Alonso and not go Mount, but I like your Chelsea picks. I think Mount's a brilliant pick. I do. It's
a really difficult one with Mount because he hasn't had basically any form in the last few. He's been taken off at half time. He's had a couple of injuries. Sorry, one injury. And he hasn't really played that much. So it's a bit of a punt, I'd say. But as I mentioned earlier, his fate is probably tied to Lukaku's in some respect because of that relationship. So fingers crossed if Lukaku does well, Mason Mount will do well. We will see. Any other comments about my team? I think what you were alluding to earlier, Ed, about Jimenez being boring. I'm so obsessed with this over performance thing at the moment. And Wolves are so... I think Jimenez is going to massively benefit from that because they are just rock bottom of underperformance. Like, historically, I've never seen a worse underperformance. Normally we see them bounce back from that. Now when Jimenez has got his goal... and a decent run of fixtures, I think he's going to really benefit. Floodgates are going to open for me. So that's probably the reason why I wildcarded, to get Jimenez in.
Ted, you realise that Ed doesn't understand XG, let alone under and over performance and variance?
Look, yes, I do. I can comment and say it's interesting that Brighton were overperforming last year, not getting the results. And now look at them. So you might be right. Wolves might be about to go on a flyer. And can I just say one more big point that is the most glaring thing for me is no Ronaldo.
Yes, it's going to be... I'm actually doing match day with Gianni later on, and I have no Man United or Everton players, so that's going to be absolutely excruciating. Looking forward to it. Ronaldo's definitely going to... he's going to haul, isn't it?
That's the only reason why I'm looking at... That's the only reason I'm looking at Greenwood, I think, because I want to cover, and I know you cannot cover Cristiano Ronaldo, but I want some United coverage for when we watch that game at 12:30 on Scoutcast Match Day, Ted.
Okay, speaking of which, we'll transition to your team, Mr. Gianni Buttici. We have Mr. Mason Greenwood in there. That's your Man United cover you're talking about. Has it changed since you've given me this team? Have you tinkered around?
Currently, that spot that you can see where Mason Greenwood is just grey. As I'm looking at my laptop, it's great. The 14 of the 15 picks were set on Wednesday night when I hit that wildcard button. But since Wednesday night, all I've thought about 24/7 is Greenwood or Foden, Greenwood or Foden. Heart says Foden, head says Greenwood. Greenwood would become Foden in game week 8. I am set on that idea. But do I want to bookmark a transfer? Do I want to book that in? Or do I just want to go Foden, bank the transfer and have him for that Liverpool fixture where he will start? I have no doubt.
I think you should go Foden, mate. I think what you've basically got the template wildcard team, and I know that wildcarding in itself is going to put you above the rest because you've changed your whole squad. But I guess long term, when you've got that romance period of the wildcard that's expired, you've got to have 60-70% template, and then a few picks that you really embrace yourself as a bit differential. And if you think Foden is one of those that you think yourself, maybe contrary to popular opinion, is going to do well, then you should go with your gut. Yeah, I mean, I've seen your predicted starting lineups for City, and you think so Foden's going to start centre forward, and there's no reason why, now that he's fit, now that De Bruyne and him are fit, that they start playing, 2 in 3 games at least. So you're booking in a transfer with Greenwood. It's not necessarily the worst thing because City have Liverpool, don't they? And Man United have Everton, which is arguably an easy fixture. So it's up to you at the end of the day. But if I were you, I would take the punt on Foden because it's an exciting pick.
I'm hoping we get some leaks online, and but you never know with that early United fixture. If I saw Greenwood was dropped, that would make my life a lot easier. But
you've got about 13 minutes to the deadline, so you've got to hope.
I do think he starts as well, Greenwood. I'd be very surprised if he didn't. It's such a hard call because I know I want Foden from game week 8. It's literally, the decision is just for game week 7, and I do think Greenwood outperforms Foden in game week 7. But every transfer you make, remember, guys, is worth 4 points. Whether you're taking a 4-point hit or not, it's worth 4 points to you. So if Foden scores 6 and Greenwood scores 8, actually, I prefer having Foden and the saved transfer, which later along the line will potentially cost me 4 points. So it's a really interesting one. But I am almost certain on the Foden starting. City's best performance of the season was against Chelsea with Foden as false 9. Against Liverpool, I wouldn't be surprised to see the same 11.
Does Grealish not interest you at all?
No, because this pick is all about the fun pick. I know for 1 week Greenwood would be template-ish, but Grealish will become the template from next week. And as we've said, my team is so template already, Ted, that I see that midfield spot, that mid-price midfield spot, as the one to have fun with. So whether that's Torres, who I've had for the last few weeks and hasn't done anything, or Foden, Grealish will be 30% owned soon. Foden, for me, will match him for minutes as well. I really think Foden's going to get a really good run in this team.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. I was just checking what the wildcard was locked in on my phone. I was going, have I not made my choices? Because when you leave your players in to accumulate prices and all that, and I hadn't changed it this morning, so I just updated it. But yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good. So you've got Diaz on your bench. You've got double City, double Chelsea. How is that going to work long term? Are you going to move to like a 4-3-3, or is that just aiming to be flexible? Yeah,
the plan is loosely in 4 or 5 weeks, Diaz becomes Trent. I'll have about 0.5 in the bank, but I will downgrade Jimenez to Tony when Tony's fixtures pick up in 4 weeks' time. So yes. I really want Tony. I was tempted to have Tony on my wildcard from week 1. I think he could get points against West Ham, but then it's Chelsea, Leicester. Jimenez has 3 good games. Jimenez has actually 5 good games. I'll keep Jimenez for 3-4 weeks. Tony comes in, that saves me some money. That allows the upgrade from Diaz, or maybe one of my Chelsea defenders, to Trent, because I don't want to go without Trent for long. I'm willing to miss Trent for that Watford game, knowing 1, he could be injured, but 2, after that, it's United, where I do expect him to concede, and then maybe bring Trent in.
I really like Tony's fixtures from game week 10. Burnley, Norwich and Newcastle. Can't get much better than that, really. So it's nice to be able to downgrade Jimenez to that when the time comes, because with Jimenez, you're going to have Newcastle, Villa and Leeds. Newcastle and Leeds, 2 of the weakest defences. So it's a nice transition for sure. Ed, what do you think of Gianni's team? Is it amazing? What holes are you going to pick in it?
The whole, well, again, he's got, I mean, your teams are the same, aren't they? Apart from Christensen and Greenwood. Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Gianni's got probably a better bench.
I mean, so first of all, boring. You've all got the same team. Second of all, where's Ronaldo, the greatest player of all time? Thirdly, Saka again. I just don't know. I mean, Saka could be brilliant. I just think. And it's good value. How much is he in this game? How much?
6.2. You don't need him to be brilliant, do you? If he gets one goal every 3 games, or 1 attacking return and bonus every 3 games, sort of a 6-7 pointer every 3, he's doing all right at 6.2.
Yeah, I was tempted to go Smith Rowe over Saka, but I'm not sure I could compromise on it. I think Saka's going to get most games. Even when Pepe comes back in, Saka's versatile to slot in somewhere else in the starting 11. So I couldn't compromise with Saka. I think he's decent. His stats are crescendoing at the moment, so fingers crossed he can keep it up with the good fixtures. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, we've got 10 minutes until the deadline. Anything else on Gianni's team? Lukaku, captain, locked in for you, mate? There's no, you're not wavering on Jimenez or Antonio or anyone else for that matter?
I do think there's some brilliant shouts, like Rafinha as well, and Antonio and Jimenez are all really nice options, but I just go back to flat track bully Lukaku over the last couple of seasons in Serie A. Flat track bully Lukaku we saw in his first game for Chelsea back against Arsenal. I know the last few weeks he hasn't been banging them in and Chelsea haven't looked great. They've had really tough fixtures. You don't expect Lukaku to run City all over the park. You don't expect him to absolutely boss Juve, and he didn't in either of those games. But this is very different. This is Bednarek and Salisu, who Raul Jimenez, who hasn't scored a goal in how long, absolutely bossed them last weekend. So if Raul Jimenez can do it, I fancy my boy Lukaku to do it. So I'm looking at the home advantage and just going, yeah, Lukaku premium. Chelsea, they can't lose 3 games on the trot. Like, I don't think Tuchel would have lost 2 on the trot, let alone 3. So I expect Mount back in the team. I expect Chelsea to bounce back. And I think Chilwell could start, which improves the crossing on the left. Chilwell's success rate on crossing. Article Zoff on Scout, so much better from Chilwell than Alonso. And Lukaku does need that service, especially with no Reece James.
I think Lukaku's going to be captain shout in the neck. Well, 3 of the next 4, I'd say. He rotates slightly well with Salah, who Salah have got Watford next week, and Chelsea have got Brentford next week. So I think out of the 2, probably Salah against Watford is the better shout. But after that, in game week 9 and 10, Lukaku has Norwich at home and Newcastle away, and you can't really get much better fixtures. So
we've done a vote in the chat, and it says who's going to score the most points this game week. 47% think Lukaku, 33% Ronaldo, 16% Antonio, and 4% Salah. So Lukaku is going to be the captain of choice.
So definitely the effective ownership is moving to Lukaku. But the good thing about Lukaku is that he's not massively owned from the outset. You've got Salah and Ronaldo who are much higher owned. So actually, when you think about effective ownership, he's actually not going to be that bad. And if he scores, that means an even bigger green arrow for all of us. So all good from that perspective. Let's take a look at your team, Ed. We've got 7 minutes until the deadline. Is this going to be like an agony aunt? Shall we help you out with this?
Perfect Saturday morning radio, that. We'll get the agony aunt call on.
Lovely. And we've got
I like my team. I know it's cost me a few points to get here, but I've stuck with Demarai Gray. There's no loyalty in FPL. Demarai Gray's done us so well, some of us, and people just ditching him. I've always got Rafinha. Sarr is a top. I've had Sarr since game week 1. So I'm very happy about Sarr. Salah, obviously. And then look at that front 3. It makes you drool, doesn't it? Antonio, Ronaldo, and Lukaku. Oh, it's beautiful.
Very jealous.
And then at the back, Rudiger, Reguilon, Ramsdale, and then Soufal, who might be injured today. But if he is, then who have I got coming off the bench? Duffy or Livramento. Duffy's first on bench.
Moyes said he's got a chance, didn't he, for Soufal? So worth giving him a go.
I think it's a really decent team, mate. As I said at the start of the video, I think Sarr against Leeds he could do really well there. I was tempted to start with him and then upgrade, but the whole Trent thing is just confusing me, so I've just chosen not to do it. I think Sarr will do well. It's not too far away from our wildcard teams, really. I mean, apart from maybe Ronaldo, Gray, and maybe Reguilon.
It's Ronaldo. The difference is, Ronaldo, and then you've all got Cancelo, which I'd love to have, but I've got Reguilon.
But it means you can fix it in 2 or 3 moves, which is pretty encouraging, right?
Yeah.
And I was stuck with Tsimikas for ages. So the fact that you've got Livramento and Duffy, who I think people will wildcard as the cheap defenders, if not Ben White. So I think you're pretty set up quite well.
Thanks.
So Lukaku captain ahead of Ronaldo, that poll probably encourages you to keep that. No wavering to Ronaldo captain.
Well, no. You see my character. That poll makes me think, oh, why don't I captain Ronaldo? And then, hey, be a legend. This to be honest, each week, this 5 minutes before the deadline is when I make my transfers and my moves, and I change my captain 4 times, and I end up on a -12. but I'm not going to do it this week. I might change my captain. Should I change it to Ronaldo? Oh, it's stressing me out. You know, the thing
And
that
you've said
is
Lukaku
stopping me.
all week. You have said Lukaku.
Yeah, I know,
all week.
but I mean, it's Ronaldo. I mean, and also, if I put Ronaldo, I'll get to watch it in like an hour, and it'll be fun, right?
And you can
but
put
no,
me and
stay
Gianni.
Lukaku.
You can put me and
Stay
Gianni on
Lukaku.
match day and watch us head in hand
Squirm.
when Ronaldo scores.
We should have got Ed on match day as well, Ted, with us, but the graphics have been made now.
Oh, gutted.
Well, I would, yeah. I'm going to stay on Lukaku, I think. Can I just say some of the comments in the chat? Don't bully Ed. So thank you for that, El Fozzy. Someone else then told him to chill. So it's all kicking off. And then Tobo Pat said, I prefer Ed's team. So, you know, you can call yourself pro pundits if you want. You can identify as being 200k in the world and 600k in the world. But, you know, the people have spoken. They like my team.
Oh my God, guys, we've got 3 minutes.
Oh
This is
my
stressing
God.
me out. So, Ted, your moves are set, Ed. Ted, are you set? You look set. Your team looks set, to be fair.
Oh, well, now that you said that, I'm not set. So, yeah.
I'm still on the Greenwood Foden thing, guys.
So
Let me know.
I've just worked out, guys. I've just worked out a 3 transfer move that can make me have the perfect team if I do it. So
Nobody
God.
cares, Ed. We're on Wildcard.
Ed, two of the pros are on Wildcard here. Don't.
oh yeah, you're on Wildcard. Good point. Yeah, I would. Yeah, go for it. Make changes. Go on.
I can't. It's
Go
too.
on.
It'd be
Go
too.
on.
It'd be too.
Look all the people
stressful.
watching. There's 961 people watching right now. They
Oh
all
my
want you to make a
goodness.
change
They
live
all-
here,
oh, they
and a
all
foolish
want me-
one at that.
Hey Ed, when we're in deep thought for the next 30 seconds, why don't you tell everyone about Fest?
Okay, yeah, fantastic. You're probably sick of hearing about fests if you've seen mine and me and Gianni on Twitter or something. Fantasy Football Fest, which is partnered with Scout and Hub and Fix. Probably shouldn't say that on this channel, sorry, but we are. But Scout for today. And we run fantasy football live events for people from the community to get together, meet up, have a drink, hear top advice, don't worry, not from me, from people like Mark Southerns and Gianni and Ted. I don't know whether I pointed the right way for those, but anyway. No, they're up and down, whatever. And the next one is January 21st. Tickets are on sale now at www.ff-fest.com. Ted, are you going to come?
It depends, like whether my wildcard works out or not.
Depends on whether your wild card works out. Brilliant. Well, it's tickets are 20 quid, but there's an early bird discount of 10%, which gets you £2 off at the moment. So tickets are 18 quid. The first 100 tickets have flown off the shelves. Tickets have only been on sale about a week or so. So we're really excited. And it's going to be a massive event. Back over to Ted.
No, it was a really good event back in August. So yeah, I will definitely be there. It's in January, so yeah, perfect timing. I've just moved Lukaku to Morpie and captained him. Is that a bold enough move? No, I haven't.
Oh my God, Ed. Ed, Ted, I'm all over the place.
Ed, Ted, whoever it is. Oh my God.
All right, I think I'm going Foden.
Yes, go on.
I think
last
I'm going
minute.
Foden. I think
Go
I'm going
with your
Foden.
heart, Gianni. Go with your heart.
My heart has said Foden all week, to be fair,
Okay.
and it's just far too sensible to go head on this decision because my whole team is template. Foden's like 0.9% owned. Let's have some fun.
Yes,
Just do it,
love
mate.
that.
Just do it. I think my heart has told me to give up on fantasy football all week, but I'm not going to listen to it. So, yeah.
So I've got your team back up on Gianni. So you're doing Greenwood Foden, and that'll be the only change, yeah?
Yeah, so Foden is the only change.
Oh God, 30 seconds left, mate. Better lock it in quick.
Hang on, let me just click confirm and make sure. No, I'll spring him in and he'll be on the bench, won't he?
Guys,
Oh,
now
God.
the Lukaku captain. Come on.
Okay. Yeah, Diaz second sub, Brownhill first sub, Livramento third. Foden is in, Lukaku captain, Antonio vice. Let's do this. Come on.
Love that Foden move. Oh, brilliant stuff.
I'm keeping my head behind my head, my hand behind my head, so I can't do anything.
Oh, I'm so stressed. I'm
Sit on
so
your hands.
stressed.
Guys,
Lukaku
let us know in
captain.
the chat. Do you like the deadline stream going like with people making changes? Do you like that sense of drama? Or
Of
would you
course they
rather let
do.
it
That's
fight
what they're
the
here
chat?
for. They're here for the drama. They're here for the last minute stupid captaincy change or the last minute transfer Salah out and get Damari Gray in or something. That's
It's
what
not
they're here
good for my health. It's not good for my health. Oh my God, it's 11. No.
There you go. Updating, guys. The app is updating.
Oh my God, that was
We're
so
in.
stressful.
I went for Damari Gray captain in the end.
Oh, Gianni, 30 seconds. Greenwood Foden.
I
Love that.
definitely clicked. Are we still live? We are, aren't we? Of
course we are.
Yeah.
So I did click confirm, but now I've gone to see my team. It just says the game is updating. So I haven't actually seen it once I've hit the confirm button. but I know I did.
Please say he did something stupid by accident. Please say he did something stupid by
It's
accident.
like when you leave the house and you go, "Did I lock the front door?"
Yeah.
It's just basically that, isn't it? So you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Oh God.
Oh, I'm gonna soundbite that when you get a Foden haul and play it back on Twitter or something. It'd be amazing. Or alternatively, a Greenwood haul, because that would be nightmarish.
Imagine.
Oh my God, I need a rest. I need to go lie down or something. Crikey Moses.
Yeah.
That was so stressful. I'm happy. I'm happy with my team. Mason Mount better do something, otherwise I'll be sad. Goodness me.
Do we think Mason Greenwood will do something though? That's the thing that's going to bother me.
If he gets a hat trick, I'll laugh so much.
Go on, be nice, Ed. Come on.
Sorry.
I mean, yeah. I think Greenwood. The problem with Greenwood is, yeah, obviously we know that he's majorly clinical, but his stats have been sort of fairly average, and he's obviously overperforming, which he typically does. So it's difficult to predict, really. But ever since Ronaldo came in, he hasn't been as effective, I don't think. So it's probably not a bad shout to move him to Foden. You won't get punished in the long term, I don't think.
Hey, shout out to Amelia, who's just tweeted, just been watching your deadline stream. Welcome to the Foden gang, Gianni. I had a cheeky feeling you'd come along and do it. So yeah, nice. Hello, Amelia. Glad that you've made that move as well. You're sitting nice at 79k.
Oh, very nice. Very nice indeed. Oh, so yeah. I'm kind of jealous of you having Foden when I've got Mason Mount. Sounds rubbish, doesn't it?
No. Mount starts for England, Foden doesn't, so...
Okay, Mr. Chelsea fan. I love that bias.
Yeah, but Mount just sort of ticks out. You can imagine Foden getting a hat-trick. You can't imagine Mason Mount getting a hat-trick. You can imagine him just looking really good and having a few nice touches.
Yeah, Mount's role in the team isn't necessarily to score and score goals, Foden's is, but yeah. I mean, and for all those that want to at me and say Foden does also start for England, if you look at the Euros, I know he missed a few games for injury. He also missed a few games because he was dropped. Every time Mount was fit, he played.
The fact that maybe Foden is slightly more of a rotation risk than Mount, but you've got a pretty decent bench with 4 very decent defenders that can easily come in. So a lot of strength there just to cover the occasional time that Foden does get benched. But I think he probably plays 2 and 3, maybe 3 and 4.
Yeah, I think so. I'll be happy with 2 and 3. And you know what? Looking at our benches, Ted, and everyone that's wildcarded, we've all got like Livramento as third sub. Like Livramento, who is a really attacking right back, sometimes plays as a wing back or even a right midfielder. And he has the most unbelievable fixtures from next week. He's going to be getting loads of 6-pointers, but we're probably never going to have him in our 11s. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of bench points coming for those that just wildcarded, which is no bad thing, of course. But there's definitely strength and depth there.
Yeah, agreed. Definitely agreed. It's interesting to see how that City team will change going forwards, because we've had that Jesus on the right wing, we've had Torres up front, and now that De Bruyne and Foden are back, will it change too much? Will they bring Torres back? Will they keep Jesus on that right wing? Will they keep Grealish on the left? Who knows? And I guess that's the problem with City. We just don't really know. And when Gundogan is back from injury as well, that puts another dilemma up there as well. So yeah, definitely interesting to monitor, but I've only gone for Cancelo. I think that's a bit boring, but I think maybe one City player is probably enough for me.
Oh, Ted, I've got some breaking news here. Late riser, who never posts his team until after the deadline, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that. He's captain Rafinha.
Unbelievable. Goodness me.
Late riser, who you guys know as a pro pundit, I think, or he's often doing videos with you, Ted. You spoke to him earlier in the week about your wild card. He's got Ronaldo in his team. He's got Antonio and Jimenez up top, and he's captain Rafinha. I said 10 minutes ago, Antonio, Jimenez, Rafinha are 3 great shouts. Wow, that is bold, isn't it? He's also got Greenwood, by the way.
Oh,
damn.
My God. That's insane. He hasn't wildcarded though, so that's probably a legacy pick from the old days, right? Yes.
He's wildcarding next week, isn't he?
Yes, so he would have kept Greenwood because I guess he's a United fan, but Greenwood is still a good pick, isn't he? And everyone had triple United before wildcard anyway, so I think that's Rafinha captain. That's crazy. Watford at home's a good fixture though, so I wouldn't be surprised if he does. The problem with Rafinha is that
one return, isn't it? He doesn't get 2.
And he just shoots from, and obviously he's incredibly talented, but he only really shoots from outside the box, or maybe So yeah. if he can do that week in, week out, then absolutely fine. But we will see. We will see.
We've got 740 people watching us, which is brilliant. I know it was peaking over 1,000, but you 740 come back at 12:30. Ted and I are going to be watching United, Ronaldo. Loads of you will have Ronaldo captain. We're going to be watching United hopefully lose to Everton. So tune in from 12:15 on this very channel and watch the game, of course. I'm not saying don't watch United, but just trial watching the game whilst listening to our dulcet tones. And then
don't worry, I won't be here. So
well, you weren't here last week either.
FPL.
You weren't here last weekend either, were you?
Good point. Hey.
Go on, explain yourself.
Last week I was on match day, whatever it's called, where you watch the match and you watch us. Me and Gianni were, and midway through I got a knock at the door, and it was a guy from the courts saying I need to pay £600 right now. This is during the live stream. Or because of a car that I haven't had in a year. And I thought, so I was like, I've got to go, Gianni. I'll be back in a minute. And I had to pay this guy. I've worked out since it's not a con, but the company that took the car to scrap it didn't do something. So they're going to pay me back. But basically, I bring the drama onto this thing. Who knows what's going to happen next time on? I might get arrested. I might get, I don't know, I've got a bomb in my house or something, get FFS Ed on, and who knows what's going to happen.
Do you know what would have been better if you took your webcam with you to the front door and documented the whole thing?
That would have been amazing, wouldn't it? It would have become a different sort of channel, though. Can I just say now, since I've started saying it's now, we're peaking at over 1,000 again, it's because they're here to see the drama, so get me on more regularly, and that's the sort of numbers you'll get,
I can't argue with that, mate, to be honest. Had more drama in the last few minutes than ever on Breakfast Club, so unbelievable.
Yeah, that was tight, wasn't it? I mean, I'm still trying to waiting for the game to update to actually see if Foden's in my team. I'm 99% sure he would be, but I never got that confirmation, that refresh to go, oh look, there he is. I definitely clicked confirm, sure, but I never went back to see the pick team to go, there he is. And often I go, well, let's check on mobile as well, just to double check. I'm a bit nervous.
FPL Night in the chat. I also need you to send me 600 quid. But
oh, sorry, I'll be right there. Put your bank details in the chat and I'll do it.
Yeah, we'll do whack your password in as well when you're there.
Yeah, password, address, and your mother's maiden name, please.
Yeah, name of first animal.
Goodness me. Yes. So match day in just over an hour. We've got the team lineups for you. Although it'll be a bit late if you want to check them out on Twitter and all that, but it'll be good.
A bit more excited, Ted. Come on.
Oh, I'm just overly stressed, mate. I need to go have a lie down. I'm going to go and prepare for match day. And get my game face on.
You've got a dog walk as well to get on, haven't you, Ted? So we should let you go very soon. Before we do, though, Ed, I mean, so many in the chat I've seen like, who's this new guy? This is brilliant. I like him. So, Ed, don't you have a YouTube channel yourself we can all follow?
Very clever, Gianni. That's because it's your YouTube channel as well. Yes, it's the Fantasy Football Social. Why don't you? I'll comment in the group right now, and you should all go and subscribe to it, because basically, if you like this light-hearted chat where we basically just talk nonsense, then come onto our channel. Sometimes we talk serious things, like Gianni does sometimes, but I'm just there for the bants,
for the drama.
True.
Yeah,
love that.
The drama. So yeah, that was fun. Enjoyed that.
Oh, we'll leave it there. That was really good fun. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to recover for match day, so I might be, hair stressed out like this.
I love the fact that so many are tuning in to see Ronaldo hat-tricks, Greenwood braces, Bruno point, and we're there going, please don't have a Luke Shaw return. Please don't have a Ronaldo return. And God help me, do not have a Greenwood return.
Is Luke Shaw actually fit? I didn't know he was going to play.
He trained yesterday. He's in the match day squad. We don't know if he's going to be in the 11. I'm still looking for early leaks on Twitter. Nothing yet.
Who knows? Early leaks will be in the next sort of 10 minutes or so we'll see. But yeah, interesting to cover that in an hour's time. We'll get all the team lineups for you, and we'll check you out in a couple of hours. Well, an hour's time.
See you guys at 12:15 for sure.
Awesome. Right, thank you for joining me, you two. That was really good fun. Good to have the wildcards locked in eventually and stop this absolute pain, the tinkering pain on wildcard. So that was wonderful. I will.
Ted, how different was this to your normal chats with the guys from The Wire or with Mark Southerns or all the previous winners like Simon March? me and Ed bring a slightly different flavour to this show, I'm guessing.
That was brilliant, brilliantly relaxed.
Are we
but
still live? We are, aren't we?
We were definitely. Don't keep saying that. You're shocking me. Yeah, it was super. I guess you guys are really relaxed, but also it was compounded by the stress of the wild card. So I mean, I don't really know. It's
stress, drama. That's what we bring. It's like a whirlwind of chaos.
You definitely wouldn't want us every week, that's for sure. We're like the sort of once a month bring them in. The rest of the time, I want the former winners and the absolute pros. So I'll be tuning in to the deadline stream next week, where you'll get some real FPL insight from those that have most amazing ranks and great foresight.
My hair is actually falling out because of that.
Yeah, same.
Don't worry, guys. If you tune in next week, I will still have my hair, but these two might be bald. But that's okay.
Love that. Right, we're going to end on that bombshell. Okay. Love it. Right, I will catch you guys later. All the best.
Bye, Ted.
12:15.
12:15 match day.